Hey guys, it's Miki ASMR here, and today I'm going to be reading a Hanahaki, Todoroki x Hanahaki listener. No, I don't like how I did that. Hey guys, it's Miki ASMR here, and today I'm going to be reading a Todoroki x listener. This one is a Hanahaki story, and just as a warning, there is cursing and mentions of blood, gore, and coughing up, flowers, obviously. So if that is a problem for anyone, please click off. I don't want that to do any harm. So without further ado, let's get right on to the video. Hanahaki. Hanahaki disease is a disease where a victim coughs up blood and flower petals when they suffer from a one-sided love. It ends when the beloved returns their feelings, romantic love only, or when the victim dies. It can be cured through surgical removal, but when the infection is removed, the victim's romantic feelings for their love will also disappear. It's cruel. It was so very cruel. Your body trembled as another cough racked through your body, a horrific pain traveling up your throat as you coughed up more blood, hands gripping onto the toilet bowl harder as hard as you could muster, your eyes watering as another petal fell into the bloodied water. That makes 5. You choked out a sob, and you bit your lip trying to resist as you rested your forehead on the toilet bowl. Your breathing hitched as a horrible scratching sensation continued, making you cough so loudly. Hurtling over the toilet again, your eyes widened as half a flower joined the rest of the petals. Fuck, you muttered as tears streamed down your face. You closed your eyes, sitting back with a sigh as the burning sensation in your lungs began to calm down a little bit. You knew about the Hanahaki disease. You knew the reason why you had it. You knew the consequences for it going untreated. You had it for roughly 6 months now It's been roughly 6 months since the petals had started. The flowers startled you, reminding you that you had a disease that would continue until your last ragged breaths, unless you did something. You were not going to get surgery, no matter how much pain you were in. You loved Todoroki, no matter what. No matter how much it hurt you, or it hurt knowing that he wouldn't love you back. You couldn't lose those feelings for him. You always looked up to him. The problem was the two of you weren't really close. You were friends, but what was much worse was the more time that you spent with him, the more your love grew. Why did it have to be like this? You thought. You wanted to confess your love to him so badly, but it could cost you 2 things, your growing friendship or your life, and you couldn't risk it, so you'd rather wait it out. It was so stupid to think that way, but you'd rather spend the time you had left with the people that you loved. Your parents knew about the disease and continuously begged you to get the surgery, but you always shot them down. Aizawa and the other teachers at UA knew of your condition, but did not say a word to the other students. This meant that none of your friends knew the daily pain that you were going through, and would they believe you if you told them? Well, if you coughed up a flower in front of them, then they probably would, but you didn't want to worry anyone any more than you already had with your odd behavior during the past couple months. Plus, it was disgusting. A flower covered your room. Warm, goopy blood was not the sight for a weak stomach. At first, it made you throw up every time you looked at it, what you had coughed up. But now you were so used to it that it wouldn't gross you out anymore. A few weak coughs left your lips, your whole form shaking. Feeling a sudden urge of tiredness, you rested your head on the bathroom wall as you fell into an unconsciousness. You ignored the continuous headaches and ache in your throat and the uncomfortable feeling in your chest as you sat at your desk. Your elbow was propped up on the surface, allowing you to rest your cheek on the palm of your hand. Your other hand was fiddling with your pen as you stared at Aizawa while he continued teaching the lesson. You coughed up weakly, putting the pen back down and putting your hand in front of your mouth. Luckily, it was only a short cough. No petals this time. You flipped over the page in your textbook and began scanning over the words as Aizawa spoke, following from where he was reading from. Your fist balled at the side of your book as you felt another dreaded cough traveling up your throat. A weak cough escaped your lips yet again, but it felt different. Oh no. Your chest heaved as you began coughing harshly. Standing up with your hand covering your mouth, you stared at Aizawa as he looked at you with concern. He nodded at you, excusing you from the lesson. Without even a second glance at your worried classmates, you dashed out of the classroom and towards the girls' toilets. You felt the warm petals in the palm of your hand as you continued to run, the smell of your own blood making you gag a little. You threw yourself into a stall, kicking the door open and leaving your foot on it to keep it closed as you began to throw up in the toilet bowl for the second time today. You heaved, back arching, as full flowers began to fall into the bloody water. You immediately broke out into tears, hands gripping the toilet bowl as you sobbed. Blood trickled down your chin, but you couldn't care less. The pain in your chest became something so unbearable, making you clutch your arms around your torso to ease the pain. But it didn't make a difference. You leant back on the back of the door, coughing weakly as the petals were stuck to your lip. Noticing that you were becoming lightheaded from the heavy breathing you were doing, you closed down and tried to stop and calm down. Hyperventilating will solve nothing, you scolded yourself lightly. You stayed in the slumped position for a little while before wiping your mouth and throwing the petals into the toilet. You stood up weakly after some time, flushing the toilet as the pain in your chest subsided a little. Bringing a hand to your forehead, you let out a sigh. You left the stall and walked over to the sink, washing your hands while staring at your sickly figure in the mirror. You swallowed harshly, cringing at your own reflection. You halted yourself from the sink, deciding that it would be best not to go back to class. With weak steps, you wrapped your arms around your torso again as you began walking to Recovery Girl's office. You wanted to see how much worse your condition had gotten. However, the news you had received still surprised you, even though you had its doubts. You knew it had worsened, but not this much. Your lips parted as you stared at Recovery Girl, eyes glossing over, but no tears escaping. "Is this all the time I have left?" you whispered quietly, never taking your eyes off of her. The elderly woman gave you a sad smile. "I'm afraid so." You shook your head. Why is this happening so fast? You furrowed your eyebrows, hands clutching your uniform at the collar. It seemed like your progressing in love had progressed the disease as well, Recovery Girl said with a sigh as she looked at you sympathetically. "I'm sorry, last name, but you need to make a decision. No one would be able to do anything without your consent. It was your life, after all. This meant you chose how your life was going to go. Forgetting my love for him was much worse than dying. At least I would pass on knowing the person I love," you said with a sad smile, tears tearing your eyes away from her and staring onto the office window. "I don't want to forget him." Recovery Girl sat in her chair, watching as your tears finally streamed down your cheeks. She couldn't even imagine how hard this was for you. It was so cruel. "Are you going to tell him?" Her words teared you apart from the tranquil view outside of the large window. "You never know how he could feel," you sighed. "It's just a one-sided love. Todoroki doesn't have feelings for me." "It's a one-sided love as far as you know," Recovery Girl reasoned as she looked up at you, making you perk up slightly. "For all you know, young Todoroki could have feelings for you too. You won't know unless you confess." "But if I confess and my feelings aren't mutual, I'll lose him." Your hands were brought to your chest as you started to look down at the floor. "You won't lose him, last name," Recovery Girl said gently, standing up and pinching your cheeks. You winced slightly, a small smile perking onto your lips. "Don't make yourself have any regrets, young lady." With that, she ushered you out of the room. You blinked as the door was closed behind you, leaving you in a now busy hallway. Class had ended a few minutes ago, the bell signaling lunch break had started. Should I confess to him? You bit your lip as you looked down in the hallway. Your eyebrows furrowed slightly as you had spotted Todoroki walking with Ida and Midoriya. "What do I have to lose?" you sighed. Inhaling deeply, you had walked over to them with a nervous, trembling figure. This was extremely nerve-wracking, more than you anticipated it would be. The three boys stopped at your appearance. "Hey, last name, how are you feeling?" "You look a little sick when you ran out of the classroom," Midoriya asked, tilting his head. "A little," he sighed mentally. "I'm better than I was, thanks, Midoriya," he said, smiling at him, looking at Todoroki. Could I talk to you?" Todoroki raised his brow. "Sure." You let out a sigh, and a relieved smile went onto your face. "Come with me." You hesitantly grabbed his right wrist, making him flinch a little. He didn't make a move when it came to your grasp. Instead, he complied and followed you, as your hand moved gently. He had no clue where you were taking him, but he was curious. "Why had you ran out earlier?" You coughed a little, but kept your composure as you walked out onto the school roof. Luckily, no one was around. You stopped in your tracks, turning around slightly to face Todoroki. "Wait, to face a slightly confused Todoroki. Slightly, because he wasn't very expressive. You took in a gentle exhale, heartbeat thumping in your head as you held your hands in front of you. I don't really know how to tell you this. You laughed awkwardly, looking at Todoroki, but not in the eye. You have always been a big inspiration to me. I looked up to you a lot since I've spent more time with you. I've grown to get to know you more and more. Todoroki was quiet, watching your shoulders trembling slightly and how your body jerked a little as you coughed shortly from time to time. What I'm trying to say is, you're very special to me, and I know this is sudden, but your cheeks you felt your cheeks blush, but paid no mind to it as you looked into Todoroki's mismatched eyes. I love you, Shoto. I love you, Shoto Todoroki. The boy's lips parted slightly while he looked at you. His expression was ever so slightly different, but you couldn't tell what he was feeling. Last name, he looked at you, letting out a sigh briefly. I appreciate it, but you felt a burning sensation in your chest. No, don't tell me, please. Please don't tell me. Your heart pounded as he met your eyes briefly. I've only ever seen you as a friend. I'm sorry. Your heart shattered as your eyes glossed over. Suddenly, the uneasy feeling came back. You started your usual coughing fit, but this time it was so much more painful. A painful sob racked through your body as you doubled over. Last name? Todoroki asked, voiceless with concern as he went over to pat your back, only for you to stop him by putting your arm out. Tears finally escaped your scared eyes as blood trickled down your chin and onto the floor. You let out a cry as you coughed continuously, full of flowers and thorns falling onto the stone ground. I can't breathe. You fell onto your knees with a thud as you began panicking, putting the palms of your hands on the floor as you tried to steady your trembling figure. Coughs continued to rack through your body. More and more blood and flowers came spewing out of your mouth with every cough. It hurts so bad. The pain in your throat and chest got worse and worse as you struggled to breathe, lungs feeling like they were being torn apart. Your arms felt weak. You fell into your pool of your own blood and flowers as they lay in front of you, head facing Todoroki. Your tears continued as you saw the look of pure shock and horror plastered onto his face. I'm sorry, you said weakly, smiling, a smile grazing your lips. Blood trickled down the corner of your mouth onto the floor as your eyes wavered. I guess my time has gotten even shorter now, huh? You thought, feeling your breath slow. Todoroki fell to his knees next to you, arms at his side, watching your eyes mist over. A shaky sob escaped his lips as he looked at your now lifeless body. Wow, I wasn't expecting you to die. I swear, I always read stuff thinking it's gonna be cute, and then you end up like dying or getting hurt or doing something. Why is that the case? Like with what was it? That Lev reader and the Bakugo one. I thought you were gonna be fine, and then you ended up dying. So that was interesting. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I was actually really proud because I barely made any mistakes during that, especially at the beginning. I only had to make one edit because my fucking aunt walked in the middle of me fucking recording this, so obviously I had to stop. And but luckily not that much, and I actually did good with the readings for once. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, because I really enjoyed reading that. I thought it was cute, even though you ended up, dying. But anyways, it was cute anyways. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did like the video, make sure you subscribe and tap the notification bell so you get notified every single time I post a video. And also, like 80% of my viewers are not subscribed, so like, what are you guys doing over here? Go subscribe. And yeah, comment down below some people you want me to read, because I really need requests, because I'll keep doing Tsukushima ones if I don't get requests. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye!